Hello, my beautiful souls. I am the Awakened Dreamer, and I'm here to give you your daily tarot reading for today, October the 27th. And I do want to, of course, thank you all for your recent subscriptions and comments and likes and shares, all of which are more than appreciated. And if you haven't yet, please do subscribe to the channel. But I meditated on the collective's overall energy for the day before beginning, and the message that came through was learning from my mistakes. Learning from my mistakes, my friend. And I feel like today is going to be a very productive day overall. We will accomplish a lot, but also very passionate. Whatever you do, set your mind to, whatever you decide to accomplish, you will be very, very passionate, even what you think about. So with that said, let's get started. Let's switch it up today. I was feeling drawn to the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle deck for some reason. I believe that was my spirit guide. But what do we have for the collective for today to begin this daily read? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. They want these two. First up, total submersion. Don't be afraid to totally immerse yourself in a project, interest, or goal. Give it 100% of your energy, and you may find what your life has been lacking. It feels like today, given it's a very productive day, and whatever you decide to pursue, whatever you decide to accomplish, they're encouraging you to throw yourself into it 1000%. Even if that doesn't take up your entire day, when you do decide to put your mind towards it, whenever you decide to put your effort towards this project or goal or whatever it is for you, make sure you're putting your heart and your soul into it in that moment, during that time. And you may just come to, in that time, you may come to a certain realization or revelation about your life and what it's lacking or what you need to reach a certain goal or to move in a certain direction. Interesting. And then childlike devotion. You are a multi-talented, complex being. Embrace and love who you are. Now, going hand in hand with what we were just talking about, the title being childlike devotion, I feel like it's truly a day where you kind of want to throw yourself into something almost like you would when you were a child. If you had like a project you were doing when you were a kid at school, throw yourself into it like that, that kind of passion, that kind of energy and enthusiasm. Even if it feels like you don't, even if you feel kind of like that passion has left you recently, it's a day to redevelop it so that you can see that difference in your work and whatever you're pursuing. And it talks about how you're a multi-talented, complex being, and that reminds us how unique and how amazing we each are individually, and to forget about how other people think we should be, and to embrace exactly how we are on a soul level and let that shine today and moving forward. And anybody who has something negative to say about it can just fall to the wayside. Good start. Let's continue by pulling 4 tarot cards for the day. I am using the Witch, the Everyday Witch Tarot for the rest of this month just because of Halloween. But let's do some shuffling. One shuffled down. Let's do one more. Alrighty. What do we have to continue this daily read? Thank you, Spirit, for today. Excuse any noise in the background if you can hear it. You're telling me just to pull the last two. So I'm actually being told to reverse these. So we're starting out with the Hierophant for the beginning of the day. And what I love about this card, this imagery in this deck for this one, is how peaceful it is. It looks like they're doing meditation or yoga of some sort. And I feel like the day is going to start off with you feeling like you need that sense of peace in order to accomplish what you need to today. You trying to balance yourself and center yourself so that you can do what you need to. You know, trying to cancel out any excess noise or voices. And there's so much excess noise in the background right now, trying to focus on the messages, but it just reiterates what I'm saying. But it feels like if you don't usually start your day with meditation, it may be a good day to do so, or to very much start doing just that. And it's side by side with the total submersion. And I feel like by them being side by side is communicating that you being peaceful and meditating, grounding yourself and centering yourself today, you know, if not just in the beginning, but throughout the day, will help you throw yourself 1000% into whatever you're working towards. It'll help you keep that focus. You know, it'll help you kind of get in touch with that passionate side of you. And then the Five of Wands to move right along for the second card. I'm sensing a bit of conflict to wrap up the first half of the day in the second quarter. And I feel like whatever does happen, or whatever people have to say to you about what you're doing or about your day or your future, you just don't want to pay any mind to it. You don't want to hear it. And you may try to walk away, but it might be difficult. And it feels like in this situation, whatever it is for you, which is going to be different for everybody, it is the start of learning from your mistakes, you know, your reaction to a similar situation in the past. It feels like you've learned and you've grown in this sense, and you can maybe approach or respond to this situation to avoid the conflict, or at least attempt to do so, minimize it. And I do just feel like a lot of noise, a lot of chaos at this point in the day in one way, shape, or form. And so therefore it may be hard to accomplish all you need to. And it feels like this is kind of where the passion starts. I mean, yes, mentally there was passion in this first quarter, but it feels like this is around where that passion starts about where you're heading. And it's almost like if people do come in or, you know, try to voice their opinion about where you're heading or about what you're doing, or just about your life in general moving forward, you kind of, it reminds you how firm you are in your vision. It reminds you how passionate you are about where you're heading and about what you're about to achieve, about what you've been working towards. And so that's kind of a reminder that that happened for a reason, even if it doesn't feel great in the moment. And it just feels like throughout the day, you do go through a lot mentally. You reflect and go through some realizations and revelations of where you're heading and what you've been through in the situation we're in currently. And it allows you to, like the overall message says, once again, learn from your mistakes, grow from them, develop, you know, you sort of maybe reflect a little bit and learn some and gain some knowledge and wisdom that you can take with you into your future, wherever you are heading as a beautiful, multi-talented, complex individual. And so moving right along to the second half of the day / spread, we have the Four of Wands. You're going to be left feeling a little bit different in this at the beginning of the second half, where you kind of, there's maybe some of this reflection and realizations and revelations leaves you feeling more proud of yourself, proud of where you're heading and what you've achieved up until this point, what you've been through and overcome. And you kind of feel more balanced. It's aligned with this Hierophant. And I feel like you do, for the most part, do a good job of balancing yourself and centering yourself, grounding yourself today. And doing your absolute best to pay no mind to any sort of opinions or chaos or hecticness that may surround you throughout the day, especially in the second quarter. And so you kind of feel like you should celebrate in your own personal way. And even if that doesn't come out in an external way and you sort of just kind of celebrate in your head, it'll feel good. You'll be like, damn, look at me. And you realize that down the line, you may have that chance to actually celebrate, even if you can't do it just yet. And hey, maybe you will find your own personal, individual, special way to celebrate in this second half of the day. I know I will. I can tell you that much. And it's side by side with this child's like devotion card. And it reminds you when you throw all of yourself into something like a child, with that passion that you maybe have lost recently, you end up being more balanced. You end up finding a reason to celebrate, especially when you're proud of who you are as an individual, that uniqueness, what makes you absolutely special at the end of the day. And to finish off the day, we have the Ten of Swords. I just feel like you'll end the day feeling very burnt out, very tired. Yesterday was a very sleepy day, very maybe even spacey. And it just kind of carried through, but more so into the end of today. You, again, will accomplish a lot, even if it doesn't feel like you can in the beginning of the day. And so you'll feel good about it. Again, you'll celebrate to a certain extent, but you're going to feel a bit dead at the end of the day. Doesn't mean you should minimalize what you do achieve. It just means implement some self-care in this, fourth quarter of the day. Find a way to do what makes you feel a little bit better. I plan to do a face mask. I can tell you that much. You find your own individual way to do some self-care to make yourself feel better, feel a little less dead, so that you can enter tomorrow feeling a bit more alive and ready to take on whatever life throws at you. And it's aligned with this Five of Wands, and I feel like part of which, especially the mental aspect of it, you feeling a bit dead or burnt out, is because of this conflict. It's because of what you've been dealing with, whether it's at home or at work or just in general. Whatever you've been dealing with is leaving you a bit depleted. And so you owe it to yourself at the end of the day, at the very least, to do something to uplift yourself, to make yourself feel a bit better, a bit less dead again before you do end the day and enter tomorrow. So with that said and done, I hope this reading was super helpful. And if you haven't yet, please do subscribe to my channel. And I more than appreciate, once again, your likes, shares, and comments. So please do just that. And I hope you have the most amazing day. And I'll see you next time. Bye.